can make yourself look completely like a Barbie doll, but if you do not have that personality that is shining out and that really shows on your face, you're never going to be able to glow up. Hello, lovely feminine women. Welcome back to my channel. If you are a new viewer and you happen to be stumbling upon my channel, I would love it if you would hit the red subscribe button down below to join our community of feminine women who truly do uplift each other. My name is Cynthia. I'm a homemaker as well as a former Miss Earth Canada. Some of you who have been viewing my channel for a while know that I'm a big advocate of using your beauty as a tool to elevate your confidence and therefore improve your femininity. When we feel good about ourselves, we can tap into those more deeper qualities of femininity, those qualities of giving back to others, those qualities of nurturing, tending to. You cannot help others until you help yourself. As women, we are also very focused on the visual, and you want to feel like the best version of yourself. Some of you have asked me to share some of my pageant experience, and I thought of this topic a few weeks ago because I kept getting recommended the requested video tab about glow-ups. I don't know if this is just a popular trending topic or it's just suggested to me on my homepage. Now, I no longer consider myself in my prime. However, considering that I have competed in international as well as national pageants, not to toot my own horn, this is just to tell you, I thought that maybe I could have something to offer to the conversation. I'm editing the video right now, and I wanted to put a little disclaimer out there to tell you that within this video, I'm going to be talking a lot about my experiences in pageantry as well as modeling. So there is definitely no intention of me trying to sound like I'm better than anybody else. This is just me sharing with you my personal experience, particularly because some of you have asked me to open up about it. A little bit of backstory about myself is that I was never the tallest girl in the room. I'm actually 5'7", and I know that in everyday lingo, this is tall, but in that modeling and pageant world, this is not tall at all. I also don't have a body shape that is naturally thin. So all of the things that I kind of did to glow up, to improve my appearance, were all things that you can do, and they don't require a lot of money. The following are tips that I would recommend to anybody who is looking to improve their outer beauty and to help them on their feminine journey. So without rambling on for such a long time, I'm going to get into the first point, which comes back to my body shape. I think that it's important to recognize that we as women are made in all different shapes and sizes, and really coming to terms with my natural body shape as well as my metabolism. I have a slow metabolism. I'm what they call an endomorph. I have larger thighs as well as just below the waist region, larger, all that stuff. And this does not fit the model body type. I remember being a teenager and I used to look at myself in the mirror and I would honestly cry. I would cry because my thighs were not ballet thin. But when you're trying to portray feminine confidence, it is important that you're comfortable with your own body. I could not go on and win these pageants and be an advocate for female confidence without coming to terms with the way in which God made me. Something that dramatically helped improve my appearance is not adhering to trends. Trends kind of on my body shape, they don't really fit me well. For example, the white pant trend. I could never wear white pants. It doesn't matter if I get myself down to a very thin size. The proportions of my body are never going to look good in white pants. So for you, I actually encourage you to figure out your body shape and then do a quick Google search on what types of clothing look good on your body. I've also talked about before the types of colors that look good on your body, and you want to pick darker colors to minimize the proportions of your body that you want to hide. For example, for me, I am a big advocate of black pants. You've heard me talk about black pants when so many others on the internet are talking about veering away from black. I do not veer away from black just because of the way that my body is, but I will stick to more vibrant colors closer to my face. Another thing is that I was never really tall, and I had to kind of play up my height in order to match the rest of the people that I was competing competing against. High-waisted pants, skirts, dresses that cinch me in at the waist are my best friend because these things tend to make me look taller. I also don't wear shorter skirts, shorter dresses because the proportions of my legs, this kind of tends to make me look stocky. If you watched my posture video, I've also been blessed to have some amazing coaches that taught me how to have good posture to basically add an inch of height. Learning how to move your hips and learning how to have good posture and elevate your chest and your back are all things that are going to help you feel more confident, and at the same time, they're going to help you look more tall. And if looking more tall and thin in that way is going to help you glow up, then by all means, go for it. The next thing you have to do is understand your best facial features. For me, it always had to do with my eyes as well as my lips. So for that reason, I always looked for makeup that would accentuate my lips as well as my eyes. For some of you, that might be your jaw. That might be your cheekbones. I have pretty flat cheekbones, so there was never my cheekbones. That's why I wear darker lipstick, because I'm trying to really accentuate my smile. This is going to dramatically help you look better and look more feminine, because the face is really what people look at when they're interacting with you. And being able to play up your best features, they tend to probably be your best, most visual feminine features. So this is of course going to help you in your outer beauty feminine appearance journey. I had somebody compliment me the other day on my skin, and I was so overjoyed. Maybe this person was overwhelmed by me feeling so much joy to their compliment, but they were saying that it doesn't look like I've had any blemishes at all. And I was actually somebody who struggled with acne growing up. One of the best things that I did to improve my appearance was I looked for good retinol products. I would probably say that this was before the retinol trend kind of overtook the internet. Unless you're trying to conceive, stay away of course from retinol products or you have an underlying health issue. But incorporating a good retinol cream into your everyday beauty routine will do wonders for your skin if it tends to break out. I think that good skincare is worth investing more than actual makeup, because the thing is, I really had to get over that hump of feeling ashamed of my skin when I went out in public without makeup. There are so many times, even competing at the Miss Earth pageant, there's actually no makeup rounds, that being able to be confident without makeup is very, very important. This doesn't mean that you need to look flawless and perfect without makeup, but just getting to a level that makes you feel confident for you, where you know that your skin has really come a long way, regardless of age, regardless of skin tone, texture, etc. It is going to help enhance your femininity because you're going to be comfortable with who you are without makeup. Now, a big one that I've always struggled with has to do with hair, because I have naturally fine hair. I have a lot of little hairs, but I have naturally fine hair. This is the part where it's going to cost you a little bit more money, because if you want to have that next level hair, you might have to pay for a few interventions. This could be going the natural route by having some vitamins and really finding out where you might be lacking in terms of your diet to grow healthy, strong hair. But you might, if you're open to it, want to get some extensions. I caution you when getting extensions. That's actually how I had that huge luscious hair before I had extensions. For most people, the loop and lock extensions are going to be your best bet. They're going to be the ones that don't pull too much on your hair, and they're going to look the most natural. I don't have extensions anymore just because I like to put my hair up, and it's very difficult with extensions to put your hair up. But if you're really looking to improve your appearance and glow up in the hair department, I would recommend considering it. The next thing that I want to talk to you about, and going back to that natural element, I did take a lot of vitamins and supplements to help grow my hair and have it look very healthy. You don't have to buy super fancy supplements for this. Honestly, just going to your health food store and asking the people who work there what they would recommend for hair growth will give you an adequate amount of answers. The next thing I want you to do is come to terms with, like I said about your body, come to terms with your hair type. I have oily, straight, fine hair. It's not the best to curl, it's not the best to have volume, but I had to come to terms with this being my hair. Same with if you have naturally curly hair or hair that becomes frizzy very easily. Finding out your hair type will help you basically determine the best products and the best way to go about styling your hair. Don't get hung up on what somebody else is telling you to do with your hair if they don't have your hair type. Same with me. I could be providing you information on what I do with my hair, but it doesn't serve you any good if you don't have the same hair as I do. Now, I've also mentioned this before, but you are going to want to determine your face shape and go for classic hairstyles that adhere to your face shape. I actually like to add some layers around my face. I'm trying to add a few more layers around my face gradually over time. My stylist is transitioning me into having shorter layers around my face just because I have a heart-shaped face and my forehead is the widest part. In order to look more feminine, I want to make sure that my face is proportional. Now, another thing that I did learn through pageantry, and some people might disagree with me on this, but if you were really struggling in the hair department, for example, some hair loss or your hair just keeps breaking off, you might want to consider a good quality wig. There are companies that make excellent wigs now that are going to really help you feel more confident and more feminine because your hair is still going to look natural. It's not like 1999 where everybody knew if you were wearing a wig. Teresa Scanlon, who won Miss America and I don't know, a long time ago, 2012, but she was actually wearing a wig just because the way in which her hair was naturally, she found that it was breaking off. I'm not going to put words in her mouth, you can look that up, but she wore a wig just because the texture of her hair was difficult to deal with. I forgot to mention, one thing that might help you glow up a little bit in terms of your hair could be getting some highlights. For many people, getting highlights will make them look a little bit more awake, a little bit more youthful. The reason why is because I want you to think about the hair color that you would probably have if you lived on the beach in Hawaii. What kind of hair would the sun naturally give to you? So I don't advocate going for a totally different shade than your natural hair color. I do think that you should stick to natural, it's usually better, but having a few highlights, getting a few highlights in the same family of the hair color that you naturally have can help you look more youthful and more awake. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I try to put the most important aspects at the end of my video. A big part of femininity and glowing up but changing your appearance has to actually do with the inner work that you're going to do. Because for a lot of us, especially as women, our emotions show on our face, on our expressions, on our interactions with other people. So this is a big part of your overall appearance. Considering pageantry and modeling, some of the big criticisms that I've had over the years was that I was not outgoing enough. And by outgoing, this doesn't mean that you need to change from an introvert to an extrovert. This just means that you need to become a little bit more personable. It's worth trying to become more personable and inviting because it makes you more attractive, and when you are generally more attractive in a neutral way, this helps you become open to creating new friendships, new relationships, which in turn nourishes your femininity. You could make yourself look completely like a Barbie doll, but if you do not have that personality that is shining out and that really shows on your face, you're never going to be able to glow up. If I wasn't able to get out of my shell, I would have never made it far because I would have never gotten any jobs. I would have never gotten selected in pageants because I wouldn't have been able to relate to other people and make them feel a type of warmth. I would recommend to everybody who might feel as if they are dealing with feelings of bitterness or jealousy to find a good therapist. And I know for some of you, because a lot of us are traditional on this channel, finding a therapist that aligns with our values is kind of difficult, but there are so many websites across North America where you can pinpoint perhaps Christian therapists. I was lucky because my therapist was actually recommended through a family member, so I knew that they aligned with what I believe. But this therapist helped me view competition in a positive way. They also helped me get over some grudges that I had. And this was very important in my glow up journey because I truly don't feel like you can get to that pinnacle level of femininity with feeling jealousy and feeling negativity towards other people. I think that it has made me a little bit of an optimist because even when I started my YouTube channel, I just couldn't believe some of the comparisons that people were doing just because I had stepped so much out of that competitive mindset. And I want the same thing for you. I want you to be able to feel genuine joy for other people. And I want you to feel happy with who you are as a person. And the last point that I want to touch on in terms of your personality is I want you to kind of have the mindset of observer. I want you to look at other people and I want you to observe the qualities that you admire about them. The easiest example that I have for you, when I was trying to do this, when I was trying to develop my character and my personality, I would look even at interactions, for example, how a nurse interacted with me and how she was so warm and inviting, for example. And then I would try to ask myself, or even those people who do display those kinds of personality traits that you might want to adopt, ask them where they get their positivity from, or what kind of outlook they have on life, or how do they keep going through the hard times. Be an investigator and try to get to the root of how you too could adopt this mindset by continuously learning from other people. This portion of my journey was the hardest to get to, but I have reaped so many rewards from it. I was able to confidently walk into various interviews. I was able to confidently interact with children, with elderly, with people who have so many more qualifications than I do, and I was able to feel confident. It helped me become a better feminine woman because, like I've talked about so many times, femininity, I believe, is closely related to confidence. There are so many more things that I could talk about, and I love interacting with all of you in the comment section down below. Please tell me how you may have improved, how you may have had a glow up journey physically as well as emotionally, internally, etc. Whatever you have to say on the topic, as long as it's positive, I will comment back. If you support my channel, if you like my channel, please hit that like button. It helps motivate me to make more videos for you. I will see you next time, feminine friends. Bye-bye.